The Director of Public Prosecutions, Mr. Noordin Haji, hosted a delegation of European Union ambassadors in his office. The EU appreciates and acknowledges ODPP's efforts and commitment in fighting corruption and pledges their support to the DPP. They said from their own observation and from reports from officers seconded from various partners working closely with ODPP, they were impressed and satisfied with the high quality of cases taken to court, which they believed would lead to convictions. He reiterated that from the independent analysis, the conviction rate of about 90% has been achieved by the DPP in the past year.
One of the things we've also been doing under the FLEED programme is providing support for a kind of, I would call it a peer review of the solidity of the case before it even goes near the justice system. So that's a very concrete example of the kind of support we've been providing. I think it's also important from our perspective when we look at the analysis we make and report back to our capitals to look at facts. And I think unless I'm wrong, the data we have shows that I think of the cases that the DPP prosecuted last year, which ended in a judgment, I think the conviction rate was 90% or above, which a priori doesn't suggest that in the vast majority of cases there are glaring holes in the evidence being brought. And I think that's important to have that in mind. And yesterday when I was with colleagues at the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, I think again there similarly of something like the 73 cases that they had brought last year, there were over I think 54 successful outcomes of the prosecution.